Okay, we're going through some of our most common, frequently asked questions. We're going to go through what do people ask us about project management? What are the key considerations when selecting a project manager for my project? This is a good question. Something that we do even in our interview process if looking for other companies to work with or vendors. Definitely a project resume. The sector, we focus on retail and restaurants. We want to make sure that, that project manager has specific experience in dealing with that type of a project. There's nuances involved with health departments and, building codes and things that are specific to different sectors, whether you're doing an office space, industrial, or retail restaurant. So we want to make sure that they've got specific experience in that product sector. A track record, call references, figure out projects that they have finished, and ultimately, do you get along with this person? You're going to be working with them over the course of greater part of a year potentially. Want to make sure that your visions and your goals are the same and aligned, as well as you enjoy talking to these people, this person every week. Weekly calls are kind of a must, and make sure that they kind of meet those expectations. What are the key responsibilities of my project management team? This is a good question. The key responsibilities really roll up into three different areas: the scope of the project, the schedule of the project, and the overall budget of the project. So the responsibility of the project manager is to maintain all three of those. And if any one of those changes, you can see it kind of pulls the strings on the other two. For example, if the scope changes, well, the budget may increase, also time may increase. If the time increases, maybe there was a long lead time, well, that would also increase the budget, and maybe the scope had to change as well. So their job would be to oversee all three of those aspects, maintain the project budget and schedule for any updates, and whether ahead of schedule or behind schedule, managing any changes that do happen with change orders, document control. These are all things that they should be responsible for, as well as coordinating communication and collaboration between all parties in the project, having tough conversations with ownership, ensuring that the city health departments, all the jurisdiction approvals are moving smoothly, and having those type of conversations. But overall, ensuring the project stays on track, on budget, and you're getting what you had asked for. You've selected a project management team now. How do you ensure that your project stays on track and within budget? I think the goal here is just communication. First off, if they are an experienced project management team or company, they will have established a realistic budget and a realistic timeline based on the goals of your project there. So something that's mandatory in our office, at least, is weekly calls with the client and all the stakeholders. So maybe there's contractors and architects and engineers involved. Weekly calls with them, as well as weekly calls with the client, making sure that everybody's up to date. If any changes did happen, we've communicated that on a phone call or Zoom call nowadays, and then everyone got that in writing. And this would count for all the regular reviewing of the progress of the project, provide feedback, any issues that do arise, to make sure that those are tackled in a timely manner. Again, rolling up to communication, and monitoring any expenses that come through. Making sure that that those are, that there is no off track, that bills are paid on time, and that again, everyone is communicating. I think that is the key takeaway on making sure that these projects stay on track. How to handle issues or changes that may arise during the process of your project. This is commercial real estate, commercial construction. Things are going to change sometimes on a daily basis. I think it ultimately, the pre-construction, the pre-planning would hopefully have tried to mitigate as much of this as possible, or at least allowed a buffer in the schedule and a buffer in the budget to account for potential unforeseen things that we don't know what's about to come, or the owner doesn't understand what's about to come. And this rolls up to communication again. If there are issues or changes that do arise, communicating that together as a team, collaborate with each other and understand how that impacts the budget, impacts the schedule, and come up with a solution. A good project management team should identify an issue or a change or one is brought to their attention and quickly overcome it with a solution or an idea of how to overcome this. Again, communication is the key here. All stakeholders talking, working through these type of issues.